New York Giants with the first pick of their draft this year go offensive lineman Ereck Flowers from the University of Miami. The U, if you will. We talked to Flowers a few times. Great guy. Big old offensive lineman. So why not talk to the guy who has helped shape him into this football player he is today, Coach Al Golden of the University of Miami. Sorry, Coach, I'm excited to talk to you because I love what you've done with your program. At what point did you know Ereck Flowers was going to be an NFL pro?
Probably after about a couple of practices. Again, a fierce competitor, really bright. A football guy, a guy who makes a lot of sacrifices off the field, and then when he started to hit the weight room and his body started to catch up to him, if you will. Clearly, we knew he was going to be a difference maker. So really happy for him. He deserves it, and I know the Giants are getting a really quality person and an excellent player.
Coach, when you look at the transition to the NFL, there's a lot of speculation that the Giants might want to use him at right tackle. Is there anything you see that might hold Ereck back in that?
No, zero. I think he's worked really hard on his leg strength. That was probably one of the things that was a little bit behind, and I could see on the pro day his ability to bend and sit in the bucket and punch. I think it made great progress there. So his legs are where they need to be. Clearly, with his 225 test, his upper body strength is best, one of the best out there. He's got excellent lateral mobility and quickness off the ball, so he'll be able to play any number of positions and ultimately be able to play on the left side as well.
When we first spoke to Ereck on the show here, Coach, one of the questions we always like to ask these kids as they get ready for the draft is, you're about to have quite the payday. What's the first thing you're going to go buy? And Ereck had no answer. Like he's like, you know what? I'm not even. Yeah. I've got a car. What do I need?
Well, I think that speaks volumes to not only to his character, but the relationship that he has with his dad and how humble he is. They didn't sign with an agent. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Yeah.
So, I think they kind of figured out that everything was slotted, and they really trust each other. And it's a wonderful relationship, and obviously, I really believe that. He didn't really give it much thought. He wanted to see how good he could be as a player. He pushed himself to do that, and I think a guy like that's process-oriented, puts all that other stuff, secondary, and I think he's got a great perspective as it relates to that.
He really he oozes great kid. Like when you talk to him, like I even joked around. I was like, listen, if you end up on the Giants, I'll go car shopping with you. And he laughed me off, man. Like just completely no second thought about it. It's not about the material things. The kid loves football, and as you said, his father. How great is that relationship going to be for him moving forward to have his dad so close to him?
Oh, it's everything. I think again, it keeps him grounded. It keeps him humble. I think from that standpoint, he's always going to be a guy that is going to work hard. He loves the game. He really wasn't he wasn't really a guy that went out a lot or partied a lot or anything like that. He was, he came there with a great purpose and focus about him, and that's the way he operates on a daily basis. So everything that he's getting right now, he deserves. There's no question about it. Couldn't have happened to a nicer kid and somebody that's made more sacrifice.
University of Miami head coach Al Golden joins us right here on Armen Levack, ESPN Radio 104.5 The Team. We actually got a chance to speak to running back Duke Johnson as well, and yet another guy who just again class. I mean gentleman as answers with sir, and in this day and age, and with the reputation the U has had in the past. How great is it to have these kids who have such a great understanding, and how important has that been to your program?
It is. It's everything. And I think one of the reasons, besides their talent, that these guys are getting selected so high is because there's not a lot of demerits, if you will. There's not a lot of things. Again, GMs and organizations start with a piece of clay and start chipping away to determine where you go in the draft and what your monetary value is. And whether it's Duke Johnson or Clive Walford or Ereck Flowers, there's just not a lot to chip away. In all the intangibles, the life skills, the character, the work ethic. So I think that's one of the reasons a guy like Duke Johnson is going where he is, and it's also one of the reasons they're going to have good careers because they're very consistent in their approach. I think a lot of people appreciate that maturity and the professionalism they exhibit.
Coach Al Golden of the University of Miami, how did you change the program? Like, I remember talking to guys from Miami back in the day, and there was a lot more me than you in the U.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we're not where we need to be yet, but again, I don't know if that's all fair, because when you talk to guys like Jonathan Vilma and you're around, the more you're around, guys like that, the Jason Foxes and people like that, you understand. I mean, I bump into Santana Moss and those guys, and they're all trying to finish their MBAs, and so it's amazing to be around a program where guys are striving both on the field and off the field, and pure class off the field. I mean, a guy like Jonathan Vilma, he has set a great example, and he handed that down to a lot of these guys. I know he had an impact on Denzel Perryman, for instance. So trust me, there's a lot of guys that that are class acts and great leaders and decision makers and represent a lot of organizations. Like Jimmy Graham, for instance, and so it's great to see these guys follow suit and be unselfish. So it's awesome.
Coach Al Golden, what can we expect from your Hurricanes this year?
Well, we're excited. We got I think we have 25 of our top 30 on defense returning, which is the most experience that we've had. Certainly, we have a quarterback coming back that has been with us through a whole off season now. So, he went through preseason camp this season, spring ball. He'll go through another summer preseason camp. So, in Brad Kaya and a guy who's going to be a leader for us. So, we have some areas where guys need to step up. Certainly, we feel like the guys at those positions, have the talent, and now they have to answer the bell and answer the call, to that challenge.
Coach Al Golden, the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, and I know Giants fans want to thank you for helping mold Eric Flowers, getting him ready, and there's a lot of you fans up here in New York who are rooting for you this year. Best of luck in the upcoming season.
Thank you, including my brother, who's a season ticket holder up there. So I know he's excited. So you guys have a great day, okay?
You too, Coach. Thanks for making the time.